I'm Jake, your Wizard of Marketing, here to help you grow your business and your revenue. So if you are a business owner, you own a side hustle, you own a brand, anything you're trying to build a social media platform, whatever it is, I will help you answer all of your questions. So welcome. Would you recommend listing all products or bestsellers only, performance max or standard shipping? This is a little bit of a tough question because I think that everything said here has great merit, but here would be my recommendations. As a marketer, I always like to look at the product catalog and say, are there things that people who are first-time buyers typically buy first, right? Like, if you have 10 products and 2 of them are what everybody who's a first-time buyer, if they're the first time and that's what they buy, right? So I'm going to promote those more heavily because I know that those are great entry point purchases for new customers. That's very valuable. That's very important because then you're looking at lifetime value of your accounts and knowing that they buy the other products later. That's super important. Now, it might be the case that they buy all your products equally, in which case go ahead and promote all your products equally. That's totally fine. When it comes to performance max or standard shopping ads, both work great. They have their different uses. I would definitely recommend taking a look at it. But if you have e-commerce products, it's definitely worth doing the standard shopping ads just so that you can get in the rotation and get eyeballs on your product along with everybody else's. And if you're looking for more help outside of this, you can always go over to fullvelocitymarketing.com and join my Discord. Would love to have you there as well. The big thing that's going on right now, and this isn't new concept here, but this is what everyone's talking about, is entity mapping. The idea that Google isn't looking at single keywords anymore. It's looking at concepts of keywords or areas of impact of keywords. So the example that I keep coming back to is, what are the elements of a ham sandwich? It's ham, it's cheese, it's bread, it's mayo. Those are all entities of ham sandwich, right? So you've got to include SEO for all of those entities on your pages. So that's really big. And then just making sure you get your schema markup. Schema markup is a cheat code right now. It really sets you apart from people who are not doing it. Start building your personal brand. Even if it's just on LinkedIn, start building your personal brand. Do content for yourself that is related to your area of expertise. You will never regret building a personal brand. I promise you, you will love it. It will create much value for you long-term down the road. Spend the time. Invest in yourself. Even if it's a couple of posts a week, just build up some personal brand. I mean, YouTube and TikTok are great places for learning. I'm a big fan of self-teaching. I am not a huge fan of the degree route because a lot of marketing's value is in its practicality. Like, people who can practically build things. The theory you kind of learn along the way. So there's a lot of great people out there, specifically on TikTok, and a bunch of people have courses that you can get into, and those courses are good. I've tried most of them. So if there's a particular branch of marketing that you're into or interested in, I would highly recommend go down that specific path first before you just start randomly trying things. I gotta be faster. AI helps me get stuff done really fast. For example, every single one of my meetings that I take is transcribed and truncated into notes with follow-up tasks automatically assigned straight into my monday.com board. I use it for that. I use it for processing big chunks of data into smaller chunks of data quickly. I just don't trust it to do anything smart. Dumb stuff. It's great at dumb stuff. It's not great at smart stuff. What about if your clients go silent after sending them the invoice? Should I adjust the price? No, if the price is the price, that's the price. Look, you're not going to have a 100% close rate. There are going to be tons of people that your price is not a fit for. I just had this last week. Got on a call. The person wanted management. They wanted weekly meetings with me personally to go over their ads. And I gave them the price and they said, oh no, that's way too much. And I said, it's not way too much. That's what the price is. If you're not willing to pay it, that's a whole different problem, right? And I'm very generous with most of my pricing. I've kept my price low over the years because I want more people to have my product. That being said, like, if it's too much, it's too much. That's fine. There's lots of other people out there willing to do it for less. Are they good? I don't know. Absolutely. I love local marketing. When I got started in marketing, I actually was working at a print marketing company. So we would do local mailers, we would do print flyer campaigns, we would do billboards, we would do all kinds of local stuff. And honestly, I kind of miss it. Digital is great because I can sell it to anybody. Everybody needs digital marketing. But I do miss some of the passion and the local impact of doing local marketing campaigns. It's sad. It's sad that it doesn't happen. But people don't go out as much. Like, local marketing doesn't work as well because people aren't out and about. They stay at home. They log into their Call of Duty, they sit and they binge their Netflix, and every once in a while they'll get up and they'll go to Walmart and stock up on frozen pizzas. We don't interface with people in the world anymore, and it's so sad to see. And social media, honestly, is a big part of it. This whole interaction is a big part of that, but that's just how the world is now. It's you can't. I guess you can't complain about it. You can. I don't know. I'm rambling. I like being out with people. I wish the world was less digital, even though that's what I made my living off of. I wish it was less digital, which maybe gives me good perspective, and I'm very careful about what I do on here. What do you think of the future of programmatic marketing, especially with more influencer spend? I'm really excited, guys. I am really excited for Google and Facebook and all of these major platforms slow public advertising death. I think if Facebook was smart, Zuck, if you're in here, hire me. I'm going to help you. If Zuck was smart, he would build a platform adjacent to Facebook ads or inside of Facebook ads where I could actually interface with influencers and pay them for running an ad for me right through Facebook. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I am really excited to see more money go to influencers as people realize that influencers are really just tiny TV channels, or even like less like TV channels and more like specific TV shows, right? Different influencers have different audiences, they attract different people, but they get the eyeballs. And so if you think of it like I'm advertising on TV at the time that this show's on TV, right? Oh, I want to make sure my ad goes on during Modern Family because I'm focused on this or that for my audience. Same thing with influencers. I'm just really excited to see the wealth start to trickle down to them. I think that's super cool. I love seeing money go away from big corporate giants like Hulu and all these big TV stations that are churning commercials. I'm really excited for it. How do I do A/B testing in SEO? I'm not sure if the page I'm testing is just fluctuating or not. That's why you have to have enough people in the A/B test to make a call. There's a minimum threshold, typically speaking, for enough variance of change. You have to really zoom back. Yes, we like to look at SEO on a month-by-month basis. You cannot look at it any tighter. Like a week by week, you just can't do that. Because I can show you graphs of companies that have gone to 50,000 visits a month. And if you look at their graph, there are months where they dip down, or 2 months where they dip and then go like straight up. So you can't really look at SEO in a really tight window. You have to step back and say, how do I look over the 3-month delta? How do I look over a 6-month delta? Neil Patel did a study a while back. This came out, I think, in December, where they analyzed something like 8 million websites. And of the 8 million websites, 600,000 had active SEO people working on it. And what they found was that SEO, the average SEO company's growth per year per site was a 1x. Meaning that if you start in January, okay, and you did, let's just say you did 100 visits a month. After 1 year of SEO, the average SEO company will have you doing 200 visits a month. Okay? Now, I think that's abysmal. I work very hard to make sure we blow that number out of the water. All right? But That is the average. In fact, when I read that, I was shocked. That's the average SEO performance numbers. But that's the world we live in. So really take a step back with your SEO. Give yourself some grace. Know that it's not overnight. There you go. What roles are regarded as difficult for smart people in marketing, quantitative or data roles? Honestly, the hardest roles in marketing are all creative. Because, and here's why creative roles in marketing are hard. Almost all marketing departments, teams, agencies, whatever, report to a financially focused person. And what a financially focused person wants to do is they want to have historical data to back up an idea. So they're going to say, why do you think this is going to work? And they're going to look for you to present them some sort of historical data that says, this is why this works. These 5 companies use this strategy and now we're doing this. The problem is that some of the best marketing, the highest performing marketing, doing something new, doing something with no data behind it. You're trusting your gut, your understanding, and your read of the market, right? Marketing is a risk, not a risk-adverse activity. It's a risk-pro activity. That's why we have to take marketing budgets across the span of marketing, not just on a single project. So anyway, I could soapbox on this. I'm going to try and get off of it here. But in general, the hardest role in marketing is the person who's responsible for explaining to the money people why you do the creative things without backed up data. That's about it. How to create a fully SEO optimized single web page. Basic things are H1 tag, meta description, image, alt text, heading, water flow structure, keyword insertion, paragraph balancing. Like I could go on and on. There's a lot of different things. But generally speaking, write good content. Make sure that the good content has good H tag structure and add images. That's about it. Whatever you like to do, that's really the big thing with marketing is you got to really want and be hungry for whatever element it is you do. When I got started in this, I loved building websites and I loved the idea of getting them to show up on Google. So I got into web dev and I got into SEO, and that's how I started my agency. And then as I was in marketing for longer, I got into messaging and really fell in love with that. And then strategy, actually coming up with clever, crazy ideas for businesses. And so now I'm this kind of like, I'm a jack of all trades, which is actually not good in marketing, but unless you're a strategist, right? That's the only time it's good to be a jack of all trades in marketing is if you are a strategist. And that's what I am now. And I love that. I love discovering and learning new channels, learning new ideas. I'm working on engagement marketing is a term that I keep using that I don't think anyone else is really using, but it's kind of a marketing strategy that I came up with, and it's got some powerhouse legs to it. You got to find out what you want to focus on and let it change over time, but pick one thing, become really good at one thing in marketing first, and then let the rest kind of come out of that. What is a realistic expectation to give a client with SEO and timelines to show growth? Okay, I'm going to give you my exact pitch that I give in my meetings with potential clients. This is my exact pitch, okay? You can steal this because it works really well and it sets the tone for SEO growth expectation. So what I say is that my team goes through 4 phases where we're changing what metric we're grading on. So the first phase of SEO, we need to get graded on impressions, okay? We need to get new keywords in the door. We need to be ranking on more, showing up in more search opportunities, right? And the first way to do that is by getting more impressions. More impressions is going to show that we're showing up on more keywords, and that's going to put us in the playing field. The second phase is click-through optimization. We need to get those clicks now. So that means moving keywords from rank 80 to rank 8. All right, we got to move those keywords up the list. So that's going to be lots of work on focusing which keywords can we win with, getting them to the top of Google. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is engagement optimization. Google has come out and shown that they use Google Chrome data to decide if your click on the Google search was good or not. So if they click from Google search and then they're only on your website for 20 seconds or 10 seconds and then they leave, Google goes, that wasn't good, and you get ranked down even though you got the click, because your experience on your website was bad, you got booted. So now you need to have a website that actually is used by people. So we have to make sure that works really well. So we're going to be looking at the engagement rate on your website. And then the last phase, the phase everyone wants to get to, is conversion rate optimization, making sure that those organic clicks coming all the way through the funnel are clicking and converting. So the realistic timelines, we like to shoot for changing our metric every quarter. So if you're paying attention, okay, you can do some math. Impressions for 3 months, CTR for 3 months, engagement for 3 months. It's not until month 10 that we're actually looking at conversions as our grading metric, which is still kind of early. And I say, if we can move faster through those grades, that's great. If we can't, we might extend some of those segments. It's not a perfect system, but that gives you a generalized timeline of what to look at. So feel free to steal that approach. It's worked very well for me. It allows us to get our work done in SEO without being stressed on the conversions, because we're just being very upfront. We're not even looking at conversions yet. It's going to take some time. What I think the most important thing on a platform is what the customer thinks. You have to understand that the most important person in the entire conversion equation is the buyer, is the prospect. They are the hero of the story. They're the ones sacrificing for great gain. And usually it's fiscal, it's monetary sacrifice, but they are the hero of the equation. You, your product, your company, you are not the hero. You're not coming in and saving the day. The customer is saving their own day. You are just the sword that they swing to fix their problem. You are the sword they use to slay the dragon. What you want to make sure is that when they are going to pick a sword to slay their dragon, you have the best dragon slaying sword story to share with them. You have to make sure that they feel like they will become a superhero by picking up your product. And if you can tell their story from their point of view, this is my issue with story brand. It's all about the company's story. Why are we here? Why are we in the marketplace? Here's all the beautiful things that we've done, right? Chipotle's wall with the whole story of getting their cheese or whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. People don't give a frick. Yes, they want to be aligned with companies that are aligned with them. But at the end of the day, every single prospect, buyer, customer, consumer is the hero of their own story. They're the main character. You are not the main character. You are the item vendor in the town that they buy stuff from and then go fight the dragon. Think about yourself appropriately and position yourself and your messaging in a way makes them feel more like a hero. How do you see AI like Sora changing the UGC landscape? This is my thought specifically on image and video AI generation. I think only maybe 2 or 3 times have I ever been fooled by an AI generated image. And I think people are going to be aware of that. It's going to take it a long time to get to the point where it's creating something that truly feels and looks real. And so I'm not worried about it for now. Are people going to use it? Yeah. Is it going to be weird and gross? Yeah. And I think we're going to see a really bad dark age of social media in the near future where we're having like way too much AI generated content. And here's the thing. I know all the tech and I could be using it and I choose not to because I feel like that's the right call. I'm just glad I can share what I know. A couple of things. Would love if you follow me on YouTube. I really appreciate all of you so much. You're such a blessing to me. Have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful rest of your week if we don't talk again. And as I always say with marketing, best of luck.